Hi, crafty friends. Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on YouTube. I am so excited to be creating another design team layout for Paper Rose Studio. And today I'm using the gorgeous Urban Garden Collection and one of their dies. So let me show you the paper. This is the Urban Garden Paper Collection. I have the 6x6 collection here, and it's 16 double-sided pattern papers. You get 3 each of the 12 designs, and this is my absolute favorite color, this like burgundy rose color. Look at this. It's got writing and flowers. We've got some cut-aparts here, and it's just gorgeous. I love it. So my design today is going to be using 6x6 pattern papers, and it's a really simple design, but it's great for using these gorgeous 6x6 pattern paper collections. So that's a look at the paper. Then I also want to bring in this Love You die. I love the different fonts on this, how the love is scripty, and then the U is more like a block, big, bold font. So before I get started on the creating with the paper and my photos, I want to add some mixed media. So I have a piece of 12x12 white cardstock here, and I did prep this with some white gesso. I added the white gesso over on the right-hand side, and I only put it on the right-hand side because that's where I want my mixed media to go. I'm bringing in some Shimmerz paints, and the color I have is Royal Red. Now, I think this color is a pretty close match to the Urban Garden pattern paper. So I'm going to spray some water on my white cardstock here, and this will allow it to move around because I have the gesso on the background. Now, if I hadn't put the gesso down, you wouldn't see the paint move around like this. In fact, I'm going to get my water bottle here and spray this so it'll just move around. And you see how that just floats on the paper? That's because of that gesso. So I just wanted to mention that because I did do that off camera. I'm going to spray a little bit more water here and get this moving around. I just want a little bit, a lot of this is going to be covered up. I just want a little bit of this paint peeking through on the right-hand side of my photo just to give it some extra interest. I'm going to put a little bit more paint on here by adding some splatters, and then I'm going to step back and look at it, and I think it's actually a little bit light. So I'm going to go look for another paint color and see if I can darken this up a bit. So I am adding another color here while it's still wet, and this is called Ready or Not. It's a Coloringz, and I'm just going to mix this in to see if I can darken this up just a little bit. So I'm going to spray a little bit more, and I'm just going to mix these together in hopes that I get the color that I want. So I'm going to add some water and mix these around, and I think that's darkening it up a little bit and making it the color that I want. I'm going to move it around just a little bit more, and then I will eventually bring in my heat tool. I did set this to the side and let it dry almost all the way. So here's the paper. I didn't want it to match exactly. I wanted it to be more of that lighter shade, and I know once it dries, it'll dry back a lot lighter than it's showing now. So I'm going to set it to the side and let it dry, and then I'll come in with my heat tool and just make sure it's all the way dry before I move on to the next step. So you can see here, it did kind of warp through the paper a little bit, and I don't know if I just didn't get enough gesso in that one area. I think that's why it did that. But I love the color. I think it's a great match. So now what I want to do is I want to start adhering these 6x6 papers, and I want to bring this over, I think about 1.5 inches. So at first I was going to get out my T-square ruler, but I really don't need my T-square ruler because I have this awesome glass mat that has measurement markings along the top. Okay, so I do have my pattern papers glued down, and you see how easy that is? And I am going to use wet glue. Anytime I'm doing any type of mixed media, I like to adhere my images or my papers and things with wet glue, and that's just to make sure they're not going to move around. Sometimes when you use tape runner on mixed media, it doesn't hold forever. It's just temporary. And I also want to do some stitching. I want to take this over to my sewing machine, and I've heard if you use a tape runner, that tape runner can gunk up your needle on your sewing machine, but if you use a wet glue, it'll be, it won't gunk it up. So I'm going to put these 2 pattern papers here. I already love it. This is so pretty. And then I'm going to add this one on top. Now this one, I do think I want to bring in my T-square ruler. I want to put this about 3 inches down, so that way it is centered on between my 2 pattern papers here. I don't know if it really makes that big of a difference, but I'm going to try to be a little bit accurate here. I'm trying to decide how far over I want this. I want more of that paint to show, but I think I'm going to put it about right here. So I'm going to grab my glue, and I'm not going to put glue on the edges because that is where I'm going to do my sewing. So I am just going to put glue here along the center, give this a good press, and then I'm going to take it over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to add some stitching around the edges of this white paper. And I have black thread in my sewing machine. I think that's going to look really nice just to kind of frame that in. And then I'll put my photo right there in the center. Speaking of photos, here's my photo. I have a picture of my boyfriend Dale and I printed this to 4x4, including the white mat, and then I cut another piece of the pattern paper from the Urban Garden collection, and I'm going to use that as a mat. I love the variations in color, how I can use, you know, I'm using 4 different papers on this layout, and I love it. So I went ahead and stuck my photo down, and I'm going to do the stitching. So I took that over to my sewing machine off camera, and I wanted it to look a little bit messy. So I left some of the tails, I went through the edges, and I love that messy stitching look. All right, now I want to get out the die. So I went ahead and cut the Love You out. I cut the U, the background of it, in black cardstock, and then I cut the letters, you just glue these on top, out of white. I was debating whether or not if I wanted to use vellum for the back, you know, for where I have black, but I really think that this black is just bold, and I wanted more black on the layout. I'm using my reverse tweezers here and a little bit of Nuvo Deluxe glue. I like to use that glue. It's like my special glue. I only use it for items that I don't want any glue to show, like seepage and things like that. And when you have black cardstock, you got to be real careful thinking about that. So I use this Nuvo glue here. All right, and then I cut the word love out of a piece of the pattern paper from the Urban Garden collection. And I actually cut it out of the same paper that I backed my photo with. So I took the darkest part of the paper and I placed the word love on there and ran it through my die cut machine. And then the extra piece was actually what I backed my photo with. Now there is a background, a shadow die for the word love, but I did not use that. I like the way it looks just like this on top of the U. Now I'm going to glue my photo down. So I'm going to bring in some tacky glue and we will get the photo glued down. I'm just going to eyeball this and see if I can get it in the center here. And then I do want to put my title on. I can't decide, do I want to overlap the photo, place it to the left, place it to the right, and I think I've landed on placing it a little bit over to the right. Brand new year, I'm starting off with a brand new roll of giant foam tape. So my other one, I finally used it. So I have this giant roll of foam tape, and it is a different brand than I normally use. So I do struggle a little bit with it in this video, trying to pull the release papers off. I'm sure I'll get the hang of it after a while. It's not a very thick foam. Usually I use 2mm. I think this foam might be 1mm, but I think it still gives the dimensional effect that I'm going for. Okay, now for embellishments, I am sticking with the same pattern paper, and I took one of the pieces of the pattern paper and I fussy cut the flowers out of one whole sheet. So I've got some of these black and white flowers, and then I've got some of these colored ones, and they match the paper perfectly because they are the paper. And so I thought that was fun to actually use the pattern paper in this way by fussy cutting the images. I'm not going to do this whole arrangement on camera. I will pause the camera and ta-da! I went ahead and did most of that off camera there, but I did use dimensional foam on the majority of those flowers. And it's kind of subtle because it does kind of blend into that background paper, but because it has the foam, I think it still stands out. I do need to add a few flowers here to the bottom. I felt like it was unbalanced. So I'm going to bring back in this foam tape and I'm going to add 3 or 4 flowers down here to the bottom. So let me see, you can see here I'm still struggling with that foam, but I want to add 1 black and white flower and then I'll add a couple of these. So this layout is super simple, but you can see how using these 6x6 pattern papers, this is a, tried and true design that I think you can repeat over and over and over again, especially when you want to showcase beautiful pattern papers such as this on your layouts. Just think of all the ways that you could switch this up. If you have more photos, you could actually add another 6x6 across the center and add maybe a layer or a row of photos across the center. All right, now to finish this layout up, I am bringing in some black splatters. So I've got the color, it's a color splash and it's black hole. And I just want to do some tiny black splatters. So I'm actually taking the nozzle out. I have a baby wipe there, I'm setting it on. I don't want black paint all over my work surface. And I have this tiny, tiny paintbrush and I'm dipping it into the ink here or into the paint. And then I'm splattering it all around the page. Now I did cover up my photo and also that pattern paper that's white and also my love you because I did not want to get black splatters on that. These splatters are really tiny. I wanted a few more bigger ones, so I did some more splatters. I thought about adding some sequins, but I really like the way it is like this, although I feel like it needs one more element. So I am going to bring in my black journaling pen, and I'm kind of scared at this point because I love the page, but I feel like that white just needs something. So I'm going to bring in a black Sharpie, and I don't want these lines to be perfect. If I wanted them to be perfect, I'd bring in a ruler. I want these lines to be kind of wonky. Like my stitching. My stitching's a little bit wonky, so I want these lines to match that. So I'm taking my black Sharpie and I'm just going all around the white cardstock and I'm just drawing a line, just giving that a little frame, and I like the way that looks much better. So that is going to wrap up today's layout. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. I will leave links to all the products that I used today down in the description box, and I always appreciate when you shop my links, as I do earn a small commission at no extra charge to you. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those. Just put those down in the comments. If you don't already follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, I would love for you to follow me there too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!